Habari? Yes. Yes. So you have a site where people can visit. Yeah. Alternative. Hii inakula nini?
Inakula west.
Yani west.
Ile west ya Chunga, maembe, ndizi, hiyo ndio kazi yake.
Gari naona ndani.
Nakula hiyo ndio. After kupatia hiyo, after 14 days, already unapatia profit.
Okay. Protein.
Yeah, protein. 5% protein. Hii sasa ndio what nafanya.
How are you, my friends? Habari zenu? Salama sana. Very good.
Your Excellency,
we'll connect you to
Your Excellency, these are shin guards for your footballers.
Yes.
We have introduced this, and I think your footballers will be able to utilize our product, so that at Chan we are having Buy Kenya, Build Kenya with our shin guards.
So tumekuja na hii system ya technology agriculture, vermiculture is a scientific way of rearing redworms. Hizi redworms zinatusaidia ku break down the waste products. Ukiangalia unapata tuna clean environment here. Tunatusaidia ku break down the waste products.
Then you create manure out of it.
Yeah, we create
manure out of it.
Hii sasa hii ndio mbolea ambayo tunatumia kupanda mahindi yetu na mboga. Iko very nutritious kwa mmea. Alafu pia samaki tuko nazo hapa. Hizi tumevuka kwa pond yetu.
We have done 2,271 cases. We have compiled all the names here.
Somebody was asking me where are the names.
They're here.
Please give it to them.
With the IDs. These are the IDs, the names, the amount, and the destination where they are going.
The award has really made my life change. It has made me to be disciplined, persistent and self-disciplined, and give back to the society. We do voluntary works, and I encourage all youth to join, to explore their skills and to explore a lot out of their comfort zone. Thank you.
Mr. President, I have a few questions to echo. And first of all, this is the only chance I've gotten as a comrade to advise you that it is very true that if you don't listen to the voters, then 2027, you might listen to the returning officer. I'm saying this boldly as a believer of kumi bila break. So situharibie appetite, make sure you do what the voters want so that we'll celebrate you in 2027. Direct to the question. Mr. President, in Kenya, we are doing a lot of things for formality. We come, we sit, we talk, you articulate a lot of things, then shida si wewe Bwana President, shida ni watu wako wa mkono. Bwana President, watu wanasema unatenga lakini hautengi. Shida ni watu wa mkono. Ita watu wako wa mkono kwa ofisi na wapange. Ya pili sir, we are having youth-driven organization across Kenya, and we are still depending on grants and funds from other counties and overseas. Yet the government is having a lot of money. We are also pleading that we can have a platform where youth-led organization can apply for grants from the Kenyan government. Wazungu wacha niongee na president. Wacha. Bwana President, pesa iko kwa serikali yetu ya Kenya, and Kenya is very rich. Wazungu wanatuona kama omba. Yet there is a lot of money from the Kenyan government. If there are youth-led organizations that are doing youth programs, mtupe hizi pesa ili youth wapate kazi at the ground level. Ya mwisho Bwana President, mimi kama the Dean of Comrades, sisi tunaona umempower sana watu wa secondary. Unawapea free food primary hapo Nairobi. Unadhani sisi comrades tumeshiba? Bwana President, we are tired of dying in silence. Do something to the comrades across different universities. We are also starving. Ya mwisho kabisa, Bwana President, as I finish, I've tabled interest of everybody in this nation. It's now my turn to table my own interest because this is the last time I have. Mimi nimetoka all the way from Uasin Gishu, nimekuja na pikipiki. Nikirudi we make sure umenipanga venye unapanganga watu. On behalf of the 100 comrades that are present, asante sana.
Asante. Comrade.
Ameuliza kama maswali ine hivi. Now, let me try and respond. I agree with you, my brother Kasa, that ultimately the people of Kenya will make a decision. And the people of Kenya ultimately are the sovereign. They will make a decision on what kind of leaders they have based on whatever program those leaders have. Just I want to, the same way you have advised me, I want to tell you that as Kenyans, this is our country, and this country can be a wonderful place. I believe in Kenya. Kenya is a great country, the same way you believe in Kenya. You have said Kenya has a lot of resources, and I agree with you. It is our responsibility to make this country greater. But for us to do it, we must have a plan. And we must have an actionable plan. We have been talking in Kenya for years. Listen, housing program was in the NAC manifesto. It was never implemented. It was in the manifesto that followed. It was never implemented. The big four of Jubilee, one of them was housing. It was never implemented. That is why I have decided that I will bite the bullet and I will implement housing, create the jobs, and make sure that it works for Kenyans. So what you are saying is that leaders must match what they say with what they do. And that is exactly what I want us to do. Let me give you another example. Universal health coverage was a program under the coalition government, where my good brother Anyang' Nyong'o was the Minister for Health. It wasn't implemented. Universal health coverage was also under Ngilu in the government that followed. It was not implemented. It was one of the big four. UHT was one of the big four under Jubilee. It was never implemented. That is why I decided this time round, it is not going to be talk. It is going to be action. Today, 25 million Kenyans are registered under universal health coverage. Today, I can confirm to you that UHC is being rolled out in every constituency, in every ward in the Republic of Kenya. Again, matching word with action. And that is why I agree with you that we must get everybody to match what they say with what they do. And that is how leaders will be judged. When the time comes, judge every leader on account of their performance. What have they done? What difference have they made in Kenya? Not what community they come from, not what religion they profess, not all the other considerations, because our destination is to transform Kenya and to change our country for the better. Let me just respond to you on one matter which you said. For how long are young people or Kenyans going to apply for grants from foreign governments and foreign organizations and foreign NGOs? I agree with you. And it is the reason why we are implementing Nyota. The 50,000 shillings we are going to give as a grant for every of the 100,000 young people. In fact, we are going to spend 5 billion shillings. 50,000 for 100,000 Kenyans. That is money coming from the government of Kenya. It is not coming from an NGO. It is not coming from a foreign government. It is money belonging to the government of Kenya. All the program I have told you, the Nyota program, the one for training, the one for business development, the one for ACBO, is going to cost the government of Kenya 20 billion shillings. And that is money that the government of Kenya has provided, because it is time we took charge of our own development rather than waiting for people from outside to come and do for us what we must do. And therefore, Mr. Kasa, I have listened to you, I have taken some advice from you, and I want to tell you that I intend, and the officials here were listening to what you are saying, that they should not let me down. Yeah? These good people, the ministers, the PSS, the principal secretaries, and everybody. Sindio? You are telling them, and I'm sure they are listening, we should match what we say with what we do, and they should not let me down. And I agree with you. Iyo mambo ingine, umesema umefikaje hapa? Na pikipiki. So unataka kurudi aje? Bas, utaniona hapo kando nitakupanga.
I'm here to ask a question. As a government, you're not able to reach out to all places. So we have CBOs, CSOs, NGOs. I haven't heard you addressing anything or any funding model. For example, we reach out to young ladies, we give them reusable sanitary towels. And something that the government maybe cannot able to reach out to all those people. And you know, the future is her. And something like a period is a natural occurrence, something that has to be addressed every time and every time. So what is the government doing to ensure that something like that is addressed? Thank you.
Sylvia here has said we should think about our CBOs, our NGOs, and others who are major contributors, and they are partners of government in provision of services that government may not necessarily reach out to. I agree with you that there needs to be a partnership between government and the private sector and the civil society and community-based organizations. It is the reason why we have reorganized the NGO sector. We now have a new NGO law that would help for there to be greater interaction between government and the private sector. And as you notice, even in the process of working in housing, it is not government that is building the houses. It is the private sector that is building the houses. It's actually a collaboration between the private sector and government. And the private sector includes community-based organizations, civil society groups, but maybe there is room for us to improve our collaboration with community-based organizations and the civil society. Ambayo ilikuwa inatoka kazi mtaani, lakini sasa tumeipangia vizuri, watakuwa wanatusaidia kwa mambo ya barabara, watatusaidia kwa mambo ya greening public spaces na mambo mengine, and that program is beginning again next month because there were a bit of reorganization that was necessary. Tunaelewana vijana wa Kenya? So, mimi nataka niwaeleze vijana ya kwamba nafasi haiwezi kuja kukutafuta nyumbani. Lazima wewe ujitume. Bwana. Lazima ujitume. si ndio? Nyinyi mmesikia mimi nikisema hapa Kakamega tuko na mpango ya affordable housing. Pale kuna nafasi ya ajira. Hapa tutaanza kujenga hostel, kutakuwa na nafasi ya ajira. Kakamega hii tunajenga soko 27, pale kuna ajira. Kakamega hii na Kenya mzima tuko na ICT hub, tuko na Jitume labs, tuko na PPO sectors, pale kuna ajira. Tumewaeleza kama wewe ni kijana, hauna skills yoyote, tuko tayari kukusaidia kupatia wewe skills at our cost, so that, and we can also give you certification so that you can become more employable. All these programs are for the young people of our country. And we want every young people to have the correct, every young person to have the correct information, so that you can engage with the opportunities that are there for you. Na vile nimesema, lazima pia ujitume. Look for those opportunities. Hustle these members of parliament. Hustle your MCAs. Hustle everybody looking for those opportunities, because that is how we are going to get young people contributing meaningfully to the development and the progress of our nation. Through Climate Works program, we are advancing both economic and climate resilience by implementing labor-intensive environmental projects, restoring ecosystems through tree planting, cleaning rivers, and greening public spaces. Beyond the environment, Climate Works also drives jobs in roads and housing construction and urban development. We began with Nairobi-based cohort, and I am especially very proud that 45,000 young people are spearheading the Nairobi River regeneration, transforming riparian into clean, green corridors. This initiative is now being rolled out across the country through an expanded roadworks program, which will soon grow to 113,000 young people, including 4,000 in Kakamega County. Similarly, the Kandarasi Mtaani initiative will employ another 200,000 more young people in labor-intensive works in housing and market projects, including our hostels development program across the country. This will also include boundary walls, laying cabro roads, and installing wastewater treatment plants, equipping participants with both income and skills. Over the past 2.5 years, 430,000 Kenyans have secured employment overseas through the Kazi Maju program. We are negotiating bilateral labor agreements with various governments to safeguard our workers and align their skills with high-demand markets. Through the Waeza Fund, we are financing air tickets, visas, and settlement costs for Kenyan youth taking up jobs abroad. In this pilot phase, Kenya shillings 200 million has been already provided and already supports 225 young people. Equally, over the past year, the Youth Enterprise Fund has provided mobility-ready support, including pre-departure training, certification assistance, and financial literacy to prepare our young people for international employment and successful reintegration. And the Youth Fund has disbursed 244 million, enabling 2,271 young people to secure jobs in various countries abroad. Today, I will be presenting checks worth 163 million to support a further 816 young people who have successfully secured jobs through the labor mobility program so that they can prepare themselves to travel and work abroad. The single most decisive force that will shape Kenya's destiny is not oil, is not gold, or any other natural resource. It is the young people. For generations, young people have been referred to the leaders of tomorrow. But our youth are the builders of today, the architects of the future, and the driving engine powering Kenya's rise to greatness. I have seen it in many places. I have seen it with the Harambee Stars. That is why I am deeply honored to be here in Kakamega County to celebrate the energy, the creativity, and the resilience of our young people, and to harness and amplify their immense contribution to our bold national transformation agenda. Our Constitution commands us to equip young people with relevant education and training, to guarantee them opportunities for association and representation, to open doors for their political, social, economic, and cultural participation, and to protect them from harmful practices and exploitation. On the digital front, our digital superhighway agenda has reshaped Kenya's economy, placing technology, innovation, and youth at its core. We have expanded digital infrastructure by over 24,000 kilometers of fiber, linking urban centers to remote villages. In 2022, public Wi-Fi hotspots were rare. Today, 1,494 free public access points empower traders, students, and innovators across Kenya. Through the completion of the 316 digital hubs and the ongoing construction of 404 more ICT hubs, we are equipping young Kenyans with the skills to thrive in a rapidly changing world with digital jobs. Over 1.9 million youth have been trained in digital literacy, with nearly 300,000 securing digital jobs across through Ajira, Jitume, and BPO services. Ladies and gentlemen, these programs form the engine of a youth-powered economy. They are the pipelines of opportunity and demonstrate our unwavering belief that when our youth rise, Kenya rises. With determination, hard work, and focus, we can indeed realize our overarching objective of creating at least 1.2 million jobs annually. Technical and vocational education and training is a central pillar of our economic transformation. TVET graduates are 3 times more likely than their peers without technical training to start a micro or small enterprise within 2 years of graduation. This is why we are aligning TVET curriculum with industry needs and modernizing equipment and expanding public-private partnership for apprenticeship and job placement. In 2018, TVET enrollment stood at about 180,000 learners. Today, TVET enrollment is upwards of 700,000, supported by the expansion of institutions from just about 50 a decade ago to more than 250 nationwide today. Through the National Government Apprenticeship Opportunities Program, we aim to enroll from 700 to 2 million youth in TVET institutions by the end of 2025, meeting the projected annual demand for 300,000 additional skilled workers and bridging the skills gap that is currently at 40% in some technical sectors. We have also deliberately chosen housing as one of the main engines of job creation in Kenya today. Currently, over 161,000 housing units are under construction across the country, part of a 700,000 home pipeline that will generate more than 1 million jobs. Here in Kakamega, right here in town, we have 200 units complete, 2,000 units have been procured, another 2,000 units in Mumias, and another several units in different constituencies in Kakamega County. A total of 5,000 units we are building in Kakamega County. About 320,000 young people are already working in affordable housing program, with numbers set to double in the next 2 months. I have said that in the next 2 months, we want to escalate the number of young people, whether they are electricians, technicians, plumbers, engineers, quantity surveyors, architects. We want to increase them to 640,000 in the next 2 months. We have already advertised 4,000 internship positions for young professionals that are coming out of universities and our Tibet institutions through the Public Service Commission. We will engage architects, engineers, surveyors, IT specialists, marketers, and other specialists, placing them in housing projects and municipalities across Kenya. Our goal is to expand these opportunities so that by January next year, in the next 6 months or so, 10,000 interns will have been placed in affordable housing program where they will gain skills, build networks, and acquire the experience needed to launch their careers. The Financial Inclusion Fund, commonly known as the Hustler Fund, has emerged as one of the most transformative financial inclusion initiatives in Kenya's history, with a direct and profound impact on our young people. Its sheer scale has been unprecedented, with over 26 million Kenyans accessing the fund, making it the single largest program of its kind. Of this, 9 million are repeat borrowers, a powerful indicator of sustained trust and tangible benefits. The fund has so far disbursed 72 billion and mobilized 5 billion shillings in savings. One of the most significant outcomes has been credit empowerment. Through the Hustler Fund, 5 million beneficiaries have improved their credit scores, a game-changing development for young people who previously had no credit history or had been blacklisted in CRB. Many are now eligible for larger credit-rated loans of up to 150,000, enabling them to invest in stocks, equipment, or business expansion. We are also committed to promoting orderly labor mobility through our global labor mobility strategy, ensuring Kenyans can take up jobs abroad in safe and decent conditions.
Ninashukuru wewe binafsi ile kazi unafanya kuona ya kwamba vijana wetu wana kitu ya kufanya. Tuna shida mingi, lakini wewe ukiwa rais unafanya juhudi yako kuona ya kwamba tuko na mahali ya vijana wetu. I want to appreciate that, and to the young people who are here. This is an opportunity for you. Take the opportunity that comes your way very seriously, because it will never come again. Being a youth is a transition. You have 17 years to transit from youthful to the other age bracket. And this is your time to build your foundation as you transit as a youth. There are so many opportunities in government, many opportunities that the president has created for the youthful people. So take it seriously, and if you take it seriously, it will help you as a person, it will help you as a community, and it will help us as a country. Otherwise, I'm very grateful for Your Excellency coming. Asante sana.
Niseme kwamba wewe mwenyewe binafsi kwa uongozi wako na katika mpango wako wa kitaifa umeweza kuweka fursa nyingi ambazo zinawalenga vijana wetu. tukielewa kwamba masuala mengi ya vijana sio mapya, yamekuweko hapo awali, lakini Mheshimiwa Rais, kwa sababu ya fursa nyingi ambazo umeziweka ndani ya serikali, umeweza kutuongoza katika Kenya kuweza kuwa na ubunifu wa suluhisho ya masuala na changamoto za vijana. Mheshimiwa Rais, wakati tuko hapa kwa kilele ya shughuli hii, mimi naomba tu kukuhakikishia kwamba wiki hii yote imekuwa wiki ya hamasa Kenya nzima. Kwa sababu wakati ambao serikali imebuni fursa, ni muhimu hiyo fursa iunganishwe na ndoto ya vijana. Kwa hivyo, what we are saying, Your Excellency, is that your leadership has been able to create and to innovate various strategic opportunities for the young people of our country. We are aware that most of the challenges that our young people have been facing are historical. Your leadership has created an enabling environment to provide strategic solutions and opportunities for the youth of our country. However, for those opportunities to be beneficial, we need to have proactivity within the youth population so that they can proactively connect with the opportunities that exist. And that is why, Your Excellency, this week has been very important for us, because we have provided a window of opportunity for interaction and to connect the young people of our country. As a ministry, Your Excellency, we had also innovatively started a program called Waeza, where we bring summit of youth and stakeholders of government and agencies to be able to communicate what opportunities exist within the agencies so that youth can make their connection. Your Excellency, the youth of our country are very progressive, they are very transformative, and for us, we don't view them as a crisis, but we view them as people who are creative, innovative, and they can really participate in building our country. And as we do that, Your Excellency, we know that the government has many, many opportunities, which some of them will be discussed here. Some of them have already been discussed as case studies, and as a ministry, we commit to ensure that we work to be more inclusive, so that even as we develop policies, legislation, we have youth participation at the center of all that we do in government. And therefore, Your Excellency, today is a very important day internationally, but it is also a day where we inspire action within the young people of our country. Mwisho, Your Excellency, nataka tu kusema kwamba wakati ambao vijana wetu wako na ndoto, wakati ambao vijana wetu wako na azma ya kuweza kutimiza ndoto zao za kimaisha, wakiwa binafsi, wakiwa family, wakiwa jamii, wakiwa kila sehemu ya nchi, ni muhimu kukumbuka kwamba wakati ndoto hizi tunaweza kuzitimiza tukiwa vijana, tunazitimiza tukiwa na taifa la Kenya ambalo limeungana, taifa la Kenya lenye amani, taifa la Kenya lenye miundo msingi ya kuweza kuheshimu sheria. Ni katika mazingira hayo ndio vijana wanaweza kufaulu. Haiwezekani kwa mtu yoyote kufaulu kwa ndoto zake za kimaisha katika mazingira ya fujo, katika mazingira ya kejeli, katika mazingira ambayo pia hayawezi kuruhusu sheria ya Kenya. Kwa hivyo tunavyoenda mbele, tunataka kusema kwamba fursa zitakuweko, fursa zitaendelea, vijana watashirikishwa, vijana tutazidi kuzungumza, lakini la msingi tuwe na nafasi ya kuwa na Kenya iliyo na amani, tuwe na nafasi ya Kenya ambayo inaweza kupata heshima katika dunia na katika Afrika. Na Mheshimiwa Rais, uongozi wako umeonyesha dhahiri kwamba sio tu mazungumzo ya changamoto na shida za vijana, lakini mazungumzo ya kupata suluhu. Suluhu zingine zinaweza kuwa zitachangiwa na vijana wenyewe. Suluhu zingine zitakuwa za ubunifu. Na ndio maana Mheshimiwa Rais, uongozi wako kutoka nchi yetu iweze kujinyakulia uhuru, umeleta uongozi ambao una ubunifu katika kusuluhisha changamoto za Wakenya. Ni muhimu sasa Wakenya wote tuweze kukuunga mkono, tuweze kuunga mkono rais wetu, ili wakati anakuwa mbunifu kusuluhisha matatizo ya maendeleo na ya kijamii, tuwe na hali ambayo tunamuunga mkono, kwa sababu jambo la kuhakikisha kwamba tunabadilisha yaliyokuweko ni safari ambayo inahitaji ushirikiano mkubwa. Nimeona Fikirini amezungumza wale vijana wa 20th century na vijana wa 21st century. Unajua Mheshimiwa Rais, kuna vijana pia waliostaafu. Kama mimi sasa nilikuwa kijana, sasa nimestaafu. Na wengi wameketi hapa walikuwa vijana, sasa wamestaafu. Hiyo inamaanisha ujana ni mpito. Kwa hivyo wakati unapata nafasi ya kuwa kijana sasa, itumie nafasi hiyo vizuri, kwa sababu dunia hii imejaa watu walio na umbea na fitina. Imejaa wengine ambao wakati ndoto yake haitimii, anatafuta kijana ili amsaidie kutimiza ndoto yake. Hata nimeona saa nyingine wanasiasa wanakosa dira, wanakosa mtandao, sasa wao wanatumia vijana kulete fujo. Nyinyi vijana mjue kwamba wakati unatumiwa na mwanasiasa au mwingine yoyote kuleta fujo, ujue wewe hautafuti ndoto yako katika fujo. Wewe unamsaidia mwingine kutafuta ndoto yake. Those people who incite our youth to violence, most of them have already arrived at their career. They have already arrived at their destination. Let us not allow the energy of young people, the innovation of young people, to be used by few people to create divisions among our country, to create disharmony, to create violence, because in an environment of violence, we cannot have prosperity. We cannot have our youth to realize their potential in an environment where there's lawlessness, in an environment where violence is encouraged. And therefore, Your Excellency, as a ministry, we are ready to engage the youth. We are ready to ensure we inspire them, we mentor them, we develop their talents, we connect them with opportunities, but the foundation is an environment of peaceful coexistence. Nataka kwanza nianze kukushukuru Mheshimiwa Rais kwa sababu ya muda wako kuweza kujumuika na vijana wa Kenya katika kuadhimisha kilele cha siku ya vijana ya kimataifa. Na pia tuwashukuru uongozi wa chuo hiki cha Masinde Muliro kwa kuwa wazi wakati wote. Wakati tunaandaa mikutano ya vijana, usimamizi wa chuo hiki umekuwa wazi kuweza kuwaunga mkono vijana wa Kenya ili kuweza kuhakikisha tunapata nafasi ya kuweza kuzungumza na kushirikiana. Mheshimiwa Rais, niseme kwamba wewe mwenyewe binafsi kwa uongozi wako na katika mpango wako wa kitaifa umeweza kuweka fursa nyingi ambazo zinawalenga vijana wetu. Tukielewa kwamba masuala mengi ya vijana sio mapya, yamekuweko hapo awali, lakini Mheshimiwa Rais, kwa sababu ya fursa nyingi ambazo umeziweka ndani ya serikali, umeweza kutuongoza katika Kenya kuweza kuwa na ubunifu wa suluhisho ya masuala na changamoto za vijana. Mheshimiwa Rais, wakati tuko hapa kwa kilele ya shughuli hii, mimi naomba tu kukuhakikishia kwamba wiki hii yote imekuwa wiki ya hamasa Kenya nzima. Kwa sababu wakati ambao serikali imebuni fursa, ni muhimu hiyo fursa iunganishwe na ndoto ya vijana. Kwa hivyo, what we are saying, Your Excellency, is that your leadership has been able to create and to innovate various strategic opportunities for the young people of our country. We are aware that most of the challenges that our young people have been facing are historical. Your leadership has created an enabling environment to provide strategic solutions and opportunities for the youth of our country. However, for those opportunities to be beneficial, we need to have proactivity within the youth population so that they can proactively connect with the opportunities that exist. And that is why, Your Excellency, this week has been very important for us, because we have provided a window of opportunity for interaction and to connect the young people of our country. As a ministry, Your Excellency, we had also innovatively started a program called Waeza, where we bring summit of youth and stakeholders of government and agencies to be able to communicate what opportunities exist within the agencies so that youth can make their connection. Your Excellency, the youth of our country are very progressive, they are very transformative, and for us, we don't view them as a crisis, but we view them as people who are creative, innovative, and they can really participate in building our country. And as we do that, Your Excellency, we know that the government has many opportunities, which some of them will be discussed here. Some of them have already been discussed as case studies, and as a ministry, we commit to ensure that we work to be more inclusive, so that even as we develop policies, legislation, we have youth participation at the center.
Nataka pia nichukue fursa hii, Your Excellency, mimi binafsi kama Fikirini Jacobs nikushukuru. Kwa sababu katika umri wangu huu umenipa nafasi, ninakaa katika meza za decision making nikiwa kijana, na tukiwa tunazungumzia mambo ya vijana, Your Excellency, inanipa fursa nzuri ya kuangalia pia maneno ya ndugu zangu hawa vijana. Hapa Kakamega, Your Excellency, tulikuwa hapa mwezi uliopita pamoja na Mheshimiwa Gavana kwa baraka pia za waziri wangu. Tukakuwa na town hall na vijana. Tukasikiza vijana wakazungumza, na ni baraka kubwa kwamba leo tumerudi hapa sasa kuengage vijana. Your Excellency, nikuhakikishie kwamba katika ukumbi huu ambao tuko nao leo, uko na vijana wa Kakamega, uko na vijana wa Western, lakini pia uko na vijana kutoka county zote 46 nyingine ambao wamekuja hapa kwa ajili ya sherehe hizi zetu za siku ya leo ya International Youth Day. Na niwaombe vijana wenzangu kwamba nafahamu kabisa kwamba sisi tuko na energy. Kwa sababu, Your Excellency, if there is a big difference between the young person of the 20th century and the young person of the 21st century, which is us now, the difference is what you've seen in the testimony of these two lady and gent. Our generation is called upon by virtue of experience, by virtue of technological exposure, by virtue of our energy, to embrace a world where we become policy makers. 20th century, vijana wengi wetu, hata wale ambao walikuwa campus, ilikuwa ni vijana ambao mara nyingi it was a mobilization heavy era. Lakini sasa tuko mahali ambapo tunaangalia vile tuna embrace opportunities na kujisukuma. Ndio maana, Your Excellency, tunashukuru kwa opportunities kama hizi ambazo zinatusaidia na kututayarisha kuwa viongozi wa taifa na hata kuwa viongozi wa continent yetu katika siku za usoni.